Auditors have resigned. There are order book concerns. So let's bring on board Deepak, the non-executive director at Inox, and get some clarity from him. Deepak, why have the auditors stepped down? Is it simply because of logistical issues?
Yes, absolutely, because of logistical issues. In fact, if you look at our press release and the resignation letter of the auditors, it does say that they had time constraints, which was caused by their other commitments and engagements, as a result of which they expressed their inability to continue with the audit from the next year onwards. I think what is important to realize is that this resignation is different from some of the other resignations that we have seen in the industry for a while, in two aspects. One is, the resignation was after the accounts for the financial year FY18 were completely and satisfactorily audited. The accounts have been audited, they have been approved by the board, and the auditors have given an unqualified, what is technically called an unmodified audit report without any qualifications, observations, or reservations. So it is not as if the resignation was triggered by something which had to do with the financial statements or corporate governance or lack of information issues. It was caused purely because of time constraints at the auditor's end. And the other significant difference about this resignation as compared to the others is that it's not an abrupt resignation which causes what technically is called a casual vacancy. It is a resignation that is being dated currently, but is supposed to be effective from the conclusion of the next annual general meeting. In other words, these auditors will be in office till the conclusion of the next annual general meeting. They will attend the next annual general meeting. They would be available to respond to any questions or any queries that the members would have. And it is only after the completion of that activity will they step down.
Right. But Deepak, the resignation comes at a time when a lot of companies have faced resignations because of insufficient data being provided to auditors. Have you complied with all the auditors' requests?
Yeah, we have completely and fully complied with all information requests. Not just information requests, we have voluntarily submitted all the information that in our judgment would have been required by the auditors. And based on the submission of the information, the auditors have confirmed and have issued an audit report which confirms that the financial statements are completely in order, reflect the true and fair position of the financial condition of the company, and they have no reservations on that account.
SEBI has indicated that it will look into the recent series of auditor resignations. Does that concern you? Is there anything you would like to disclose on that front?
Nothing at all. As I said, this is a completely normal resignation done after the audit was over, and it was done with proper notice. It was supposed to be effective from the next annual general meeting, and hence the auditors continue to be available to respond to any questions or concerns anybody might have. And there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
Right. One concern on the market has been the lack of order book visibility due to changes in government regulations for the PPAs. What is the order book status currently?
To be honest with you, I had clarified this to the person who contacted me for this interview, and this was supposed to be for the limited issue of addressing any questions regarding change in auditors. I was not informed that I'll be discussing business issues. But since you raised this question, let me just say this in a very limited way, that we have, through the government tenders, and the government tender flow has been fairly robust, and we have amongst the largest order books from the tender flow itself. So I'm a little bit surprised when you say that there is concern about our order book. We have one of the largest order books in the industry from the government tender.
So how is the overall business environment shaping up, and will you remain competitive in this kind of a scenario?
Absolutely. I think renewable is extremely competitive source of energy and will continue to remain so. I think the improved efficiency of the turbines is ensuring that the cost of renewable power is lower than the cost of fossil fuel power, which is great from a sustainable perspective because it ensures that we are able to create and consume energy in a way that is not environmentally hazardous.
Thanks, Deepak, for joining us and clarifying that why exactly this has panned out. And management clearly mentioning about Inox Wind that auditors have left because of logistic issue and not because any discrepancy in accounts or something which is bothering them. So different from what we have been observing on street, but that's management take.